Hello there everybody, this is the Flames of Insanity here, and the quick disclaimer before everything, begins. This commentary kind of went through development hell, first off. Secondly, this commentary is made for the purposes of critique and critique only. I do not want people to try to call out the person that I commentate on in this video. So then, if you do not want to hear the rest, then, without further ado, let's get into the actual commentary, beginning of the commentary. Howdy there everybody, this is the Flames of Insanity here, and today we're going to be making a commentary on cinematic Venom. And this guy made a commentary on Illini Guy 34, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's pretty bad. Like, really, really bad. Like, to the point where I might as well be thinking commentating on anything else. Because I would really want to commentate on, like, just a robot. Because at least he has himself an idea of what he's doing. But then though, this isn't going to be some sort of a hate video. At least I hope it isn't. So then, without further ado, let's get right into the commentary.
You know, if I believed you were real people, and not just trolls begging for attention, I'd give you a bit more effort.
Oh boy, where do I begin? Alright, so we start off the video via a extremely pretentious claim that he has absolutely no evidence to back up.
Actually, the cinema snob who was the first one that I saw and the one who inspired me to start my own movie reviewing series, though I would later become a fan of Doug's work as well.
Interesting history lesson, buddy. Really. In your next video, please tell us an interesting story about how the dust fell on your shelves, because, you know, that is more important than the nostalgia critic topic itself.
Well, it'd be more interesting than this. Also, you're talking about, oh, it was such a long, uninteresting intro. You fucking have a almost 2-minute intro of nothing happening. You spend almost 2 minutes before you get to my video. Look! Yeah, can you talk about the dust on your shelves? That'd be great. Interesting history lesson, buddy.
Yeah, exactly, but in the end though, like, a 2-minute intro compared to, like, 7 minutes of nothing but a brief history on the nostalgia critic. Newsflash, if I wanted to watch a brief history of the Nostalgia Critic, then I would just watch a brief history of the Nostalgia Critic, thank you.
So you think Nostalgia Critic makes good points most of the time, then go on to say that he often contradicts himself?
Yes, it is possible. Okay, Doug Walker has done reviews now for nearly 10 years. So even if he contradicted himself in 50 reviews, that's still enough for me to say, oh, he often contradicts himself. But there's still thousands more where he didn't. That's how ratios work. Woo!
Actually, I'm thinking that, if he contradicted himself like 50 times in the past, and he's made like thousands of reviews, then that would mean that he rarely contradicts himself, not often.
As for the part of nostalgia critics saying that people might not like The Dark Knight Rises due to how long it is followed by you saying he likes Lord of the Rings?
Oh, look, the woman who calls me a shit actor is struggling to read the script. Aww. So I'm going to pull up one of my scripts that I haven't recorded yet. I'm recording it straight after this for Slumdog Millionaire, for the next review. And I'm going to show you, lady, just how easy it is to read a script. Slumdog Millionaire follows Jamal, an 18-year-old Indian from the slums who appears on their version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. The basic premise of the film follows him seemingly breezing through the questions, interspersed with flashbacks to how he knew set answers until he is suspected of cheating. He wins the prize, gets the girl, and this won a whopping 8 Academy Awards, which nobody can still quite comprehend. Was that difficult? Was that difficult? Yeah, but I'm the bad actor.
Which?
Welcome to Condescension Street. Thinking population, dear God, why? Alright, buddy. Thinking I'm pretty sure that no one's going to take you seriously if you condescend on your opponents every 20 seconds. That's kind of how, I don't know, commentaries work. So then, if you don't want to be called out for being extremely condescending and overall a prick, then I'm pretty sure that you would like to clean up your attitude and leave your bad attitude at the door. Thank you.
Since when was A Christmas Story known for commercialism?
What? 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 Are you fucking kidding me? Did you watch A Christmas Story? Watch the fucking movie. The movie is about a kid who wants a fucking rifle and he bitches. And yes, there's like random shit in it. There's no real plot or narrative, but the whole premise is he wants to get this rifle and then he acts like a little fucking shithead. And then at the end, his parents get him the fucking rifle and that's the end. Of course it's promoting commercialism. It's about getting the present that you fucking want. Did you even watch it?
I'm pretty sure the movie...
Commercialism. Emphasis on the maximization of profit. I'm not sure that A Christmas Story has ever focused on money. And if it did, well, I don't exactly see where it was. More so it was about the toy gun that the kid wanted.
Ow, don't have to slap me for that.
Anyways, for Nostalgia Critic supposedly always contradicting himself,
Repeat this one, bitch!
I will kill you in your sleep.
At many points in this response, he tries way too hard to be funny.
They were talking about general reactions to whatever review of theirs that you showed. Nowhere have either of them said that it was wrong to like something they trash talk.
They said no one likes it. But if you really want to dispute that they're like that in real life...
It is objectively bad, subjectively great.
What's that? Say that again, Rob?
It is objectively bad. It is objectively bad. It is objectively bad.
That's great, but where was this clip in the original video? Like, if you wanted to back up your point with evidence, then you could have sinking used this clip that you had at your disposal the entire time. There was nothing stopping you from using this clip before.
Also, we're more than a minute and a half into the 16.5-minute video, and Venom here hasn't touched the video that he's covering.
Fuck off! You wasted 2 minutes without doing anything! And by the way, okay, you want to use that logic with a minute in, you haven't started the video. We're at the 7-minute mark of your video, and you've only touched a minute of mine?
Exactly, but you know, they're at the 7-minute mark and they've touched a minute of your video. Compared to being at the 7-minute mark and you haven't even touched the video. Literally 5 minutes of your video was basically just saying how you were introduced to the Nostalgia Critic. Which true backstory might be important. You know, I'm pretty sure that's not that important. Point where it takes up about 7 minutes of your entire video.
And as for Doug forcing down his opinion down the viewers' throats, the Nostalgia Critic is an exaggerated version of Doug Walker, a character.
You mean like I am, and you don't get that?
Could you maybe, please, you know, show some examples of you being out of character, maybe? Being, you know, yourself, because usually YouTubers, when they are being an over-exaggerated character, they usually, like, you know, show an example of them being themselves and not just for the over-exaggerated character in public.
What
Was
The
point in that?
What was the point of your intro?
What was the point of your intro?
You do?
I think I also found another reason why you decided to make this. This is all out of spite.
Thanks for completely ignoring my point and refusing to acknowledge it whatsoever.
Says the man who is cutting out all of the context that these people have stinking put into the video for a specific reason. It's kind of like the equivalent of you making a commentary, but not putting in the video that you were making the commentary on. It would kind of make people think that you're hiding something.
At least when Doug says it, it's meant to be a joke, but when you say it, your tone makes it sound serious.
Wait a minute, I'm serious, right? Because of my delivery. I'm serious, even though I was acting. So, if my acting sucks, how come I was able to get you to believe that I was pissed off? I find it baffling that you guys can bitch about my acting when your voice acting is some of the worst I've ever heard, and you can barely read a script. Either my acting sucked, or I just convinced you that I was actually pissed off. Pick one.
Yeah, wouldn't that make
Bill Cosby!
Guys, calm down. Just make sure he doesn't offer you
Why, hello there! Would any of you like some of my pudding pops?
Oh, come on, he's had worse.
So did his victims. What? What's the joke? You made the same joke! So you reuse my joke, and then look offended and scared when I make it.
You do realize that
Let's go ahead and use some of that wonderful logic that you delivered to us beforehand. Alright, so buddy, pal, friend, amigo, okay, call you Mac. Why exactly would you use the exact same logic that can counter your point that you made before? It's a joke. You didn't know that it was a joke, yet you acknowledged that it was a joke.
Isn't school part of the real world as well?
The adult world. That's what we meant. The adult world.
How going to a bar full of adults influences decision to stay in grade school full of children? Is it funny that Cinematic Venom and Nostalgia Critic missed a plot hole as big as this one?
And how did you miss what we clearly fucking meant? The adult world. Yeah, because, you know, going to school and being bullied, that's exactly the same as going to a fucking bar as an adult and getting into a fist fight.
Hypocrite. Alright, so basically, now you're backing up his point. Why would going to a bar filled with adults influence his ability to go to grade school filled with children? It's kind of jarring.
That's what I was saying. He talks about Francis Ford Coppola for the majority of the video. That's why I said it. Fascinating creations.
Do you have any examples of Nostalgia Critic praising another movie for doing something that Jack does?
Oh, wait a second. Just use these creations again. What's this?
There's a lot of other movies that do the little kid in the big body thing better. Like Big.
Oh, shit! Oh, don't you look silly.
Well then why couldn't you use that before? In the video beforehand, so that way you can actually back up your point. Fascinating creation editing is.
I'm sure that those speeches are meant to be parody.
It was a joke.
Wait, I thought the movie was about Jack bonding with the other girls despite being a kid with an adult body.
Whilst aging. He was bonding with the kids whilst aging. You know, right? It's a fan new creation, right? Movies can have many subplots involved. It's fascinating. They can have many things crammed into an hour and a half or 2 hours. It's very revolutionary. I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited. The whole message of his speech was about his impending doom, which is why the final scene in my mind is so heartbreaking. We know he hasn't got long left. We just don't need to see it.
Yeah, in your own mind.
In my own... Okay, everyone. You've heard it here first. He's literally just said that my opinion is irrelevant. It's... Wow. Like, really? Okay.
He wasn't exactly irrelevant to everything. He was more so saying that your point is irrelevant to the argument. Now please keep this in mind. Thinking, whenever you try to bring up an argument and then, oh yeah, they hear this subjective thing, it flies under the radar because it kind of undermines the argument you just made. Make people think that your argument was kind of...
So, you shouldn't be on YouTube because you can't handle other people's opinions. Like, I was respectful towards Doug's opinion. I was respectful towards Erod and Film Brain. I was just countering some of their points. I was never once personal. You literally just said my opinion is irrelevant. In your own mind, I said I liked a scene. You said it wasn't true. And I was wrong.
Because last time I checked, this was the Nostalgia Critics review, not yours.
Which is why I responded to give my thoughts and defend the movie. But if you want to play that card... This was my commentary, not yours.
I don't know. Did you pointlessly mention the Nostalgia Critic's previous works enough times?
Yeah, to make a point. Did you avoid my points enough? Did you do dragged out unfunny animations enough? In your review...
If they were ignoring your points entirely, then why would you be here? And why would they use the context of the clips? Which, by the way, you cut out because reasoning. And secondly, the unfunny animation thing is kind of, what's the word, subjective.
You just got a lot of details wrong.
And you're wrong because I said so.
Wow. Okay, so one, that was very mature mocking of the voice. That's something a 6-year-old said. Who's gonna take you seriously? And
Well, in that case, then using your logic, how would people take you seriously? Final thoughts time, kids. Alright, so the only thing I can say to you is don't label everyone who makes the commentary on you as a hater. Because they might actually be trying to help you improve and like your content. Like me, for instance. When I wasn't thinking cringing at how bad these points were, I was actually laughing pretty hard at what you had to say. Thinking, which is kind of a first timer for me. The least I can say is, don't label everyone that you see who makes a commentary on you as a hater. Because otherwise then you're going to get yourself into some pretty deep crap. And you're going to thinking say that you can't handle criticism that well. And you don't want to be the next Kablam Bandicoot, sir.